They run simulations. And lots of industries, lots of companies run simulations. Best case scenario, worst case scenario. If this happens, what are we going to do? Nothing wrong with that. Got to be prepared. The World Economic Forum in 2019, before this whole thing broke out, they ran a simulation with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Johns Hopkins Medical Center, simulating the outbreak of a coronavirus that sweeps the globe, escapes. It escapes from a market in this case, they started it in Rio, but then they said it wound up in China, and then it spread from China everywhere. And then it sweeps the globe, shutting down travel internationally, killing 65 million people, and basically wrecking the environment or wrecking the world. That was for COVID. So they put that out. 6 months later, it kicked off. Everyone went, that's a little suspicious. You guys simulated something that had a lot of moving parts, and you got a whole lot of that simulation right. It seemed almost too accurate. And of course, you see the people that are involved. Well, they ran another simulation in the summer of 2020 called Cyber Polygon. And what Cyber Polygon did was it simulated the breakdown of the internet due to a cyber attack. And what it does in this fictional simulation that they brought in like 200 different groups to participate in. It was a major production. It took several days. It involved over 100 countries were involved in it, and they sent, delegations from their country. It was a big deal. And in this scenario, they basically role played what happens, what's the messaging that we'll use when a bad actor commits a cyber attack, and it takes down the not just the internet, but it takes down the power grid that's all controlled, and it takes down a couple of things that create mass chaos. The banking system goes down. It's hard to get messages back and forth. How do we deal with this? Now, if you and I run that simulation, I got no problem with it. We're just speculating about what may happen. When the World Economic Forum runs this simulation, after previously running a simulation, which they got real close, it makes me nervous. And it doesn't just make me nervous because I'm a paranoid tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist or anything like that. It makes me nervous because these are the same people that have run similar events going all the way back to anthrax in 2001. Johns Hopkins Medical Center was involved in that as well. And there's a pattern forming that is, they run drills simulating something awful happening, and then a couple months later, something awful happens that mimics almost exactly the scenario that they ran a simulation for. In the case of the anthrax, just to be specific on this, in the simulation in 2001, they had it simulated that Judith Miller, the journalist, would receive anthrax in the simulation. Couple months later, in real life, Judith Miller gets anthrax sent to her. Of course, it was fake anthrax because she's in on it. She's a deep state participant in this. But that's the sort of things that I'm talking about. It's not, I see the similarities. It's like the similarities are so obvious that you wonder why these people aren't being dragged down to the police station and interrogated.